Hi everyone, good evening. Thank you for spending the time here with me today, or with Ethos Books today, and with Bertha. When Bertha first came to me, approached me to talk about publishing this book, I was quite excited because I thought it was important that about this body of wisdom and writings be captured in a document somewhere, because I was beginning to understand that these documents were no longer available in the cyber world for a reason all of us know. But then she told me, oh, I've got many articles. I did not know the depth and the amount of writing that she had done, you know. And actually, if you really look at it, my graphic designer who laid out the book was 600 word pages after she laid it out. And she looked at me, we can't do this, you know. So we really had to change the book. We had to cut certain articles, took out a lot of stuff. It's a pity, but maybe that's the basis for a second book, I don't know. Yeah? But anyway, we had to cut it, otherwise you all would have to carry the book home. You know, a huge tome of 600 pages. Yeah? So that was it. So then the second shock came. She said, I need it in 2 months' time, 3 months' time. I said, what? She said, I want to give it as a National Day present to Singapore. That's why it is held on the 2nd of August, before the National Day. And I said, my goodness, 600 pages, how can I do this, you know? But she said, you're living in the cyber world, you know, you've got to move fast, right? So the print world has to catch up with the cyber world, right? So I said, but that's defamation, maybe, you know, in there, we've got to run through it. It's not like any other book that I've printed, you know, poetry and all that, we can just sprout it and we can just let it go. But this is different. She said, no, it's all right. We'll run through it. I've got a big gang behind me, you know, and of course she had a breakfast neck gang. Thank you, breakfast neck gang, for helping. Yeah. Anyway, that was it. And so we said, let's do that. And then we came to the cover. Of course, the title, Troublemaker, was very obvious, and I will leave Bertha to tell you why we used that. We had that name, right? But then she said, Troublemaker. I said, okay, Troublemaker. Let's have a good cover. And so the cover, I think some of you have seen it. I'm not sure. Those of you who are in the cyber world would recognize it. Those who are not, I will explain to you how we got it. We had to actually go to Toa Payoh, identify the block of flats at which some troublemakers, real troublemakers, true troublemakers, bad troublemakers, whatever, actually spray painted some terrible words onto a housing board wall, you know. And so we had to identify that flat first. And then, of course, being in the print industry, we were like, we are very cautious about IP, right? So we can't just rip something off the internet and publish it away. We actually send our people out to take a picture, actual picture. And then, of course, you know, we cannot just send guys out, right? The guys are the ones who spray paint. So we send our girls out, you know. And I tell you, fantastic. We found the exact flat from which the picture was taken. And if you look at the cover, you know, it's really the exact angle. So we knock on the girls knock on the door. This old man came to the door, yes. And he said, we were trying to take a picture of, then he went back, took his key, opened the door, and we went into his bedroom. And then there it was, the wall, the picture, the cover for this book. And so we took the picture, and it's all thanks to Mr. Gabriel, whose bedroom he invaded, but I understand he told us that the Cao Bao also invaded it, Straits Times also invaded his bedroom, and he's now famous. I promised him a copy of the book, and we'll do that, and Bertha will sign it. Anyway, and the final thing was that she said, when do we launch it? I said, where else? This is Troublemaker. Let's launch it at the chamber where the most number of troublemakers are every parliamentary city. And so the chamber it was. So here we are today, and I'll leave Bertha now to tell you all about the book. Bertha?
Thank you, Ovan. Ladies and gentlemen, now I'm speaking for today, number one troublemaker in Singapore, my sister, Bertha Hanson.
Yeah, no, it's not my idea, okay, it's my brother's idea, okay? So, nothing to do with it, okay? I want to thank you all for coming. Now I want to see got quorum or not. Okay, no no problem, I don't care, I still sell books. Anyway, I asked people who are more books than me, what I should say tonight, and they tell me I must talk about the genesis of the book. And I was thinking to myself, just go and buy the book lah, so it's like there. Right? What's the point of saying it again? So anyway, I thought maybe I should say one thing about it. I wanted this book to be a commemoration of Breakfast Network. Yeah, I think it's a worthwhile experiment in active citizenry by people who gave of their time, their effort and their energy into doing something different. Yeah. I mean, I would like to think that Breakfast Network is very different. It's very different from anything that you've seen online. So I tried very hard in my book to make sure that as many names were included in it. Yeah. Some of them are here today. I thank you for your effort. I thank you for your time. And it was a damn good 1 year until I decided to take it commercial. And that was when, of course, all the problems started. Nothing to do with me anymore. Well, basically, I decided to go commercial because it's not enough to rely on passion alone, You want to do something good, you have to pay for it. And you want something to be done well, you have to pay good money for it. That was where the problem lies. Too many people are too used to getting everything for free. And when you get things for free, you're dependent on hobbies, not professionals. And I think in the Singapore internet space always wants things for free. What you'll get are people who do it as a hobby, rather than people who do it as a profession. There's a whole saga inside the book called The Breakfast Network. Sorry, if you go read it. I put my punches I don't want to get in trouble again, right? So anyway, you can read all of it there. I want to thank the university. I want to thank the people whom I call the oldies and the undies, undergraduates by the way, who helped me in the production of the book. I wanted something tangible, a proper, real product to show for it, and we've got it. I still think it's too cheap, okay? So don't anyone come and tell me it's expensive, it's very cheap. Oh my god, I'm damn late. Okay, yeah. Where was I?
Very cheap.
Cheap, okay, cheap. What else is quite cheap?
Don't complain it's too expensive.
Good and fast.
Good and fast, okay, good, cheap and fast or whatever, yeah. So I have something tangible. Okay, the next question that I will stop you from asking because I will just answer it now. People have asked me whether I will resurrect Breakfast Network. I think it's too tiring. It's really too tiring. I don't mind the workload. Editorially, I can go. There's no big shakes. It's all the other aspects of doing the network that is really a killer. The legal side, the business side, of course, the amorphous nature of government regulations, which keep changing. I didn't think I have enough bandwidth to deal with it. Also, people have told me that why you get a lot of investors when they come in and then, get the business side going and all that. The trouble is, I also want to retain editorial control over the product. And to do that, you really don't want to get a back and call of investors and, it's really one big group. And then back and call of politicians, just another big group. I'd rather be at the back and call of leaders than at the back and call of people who hold the purse strings. So I don't think I can do that, because if there is some big time investor who comes in and says, "Betul, you just report right in Egypt, I'll pay you $1 million," of course I say yes. So I'll study tomorrow, but you can't be a foreigner. Okay. So that is not a problem for me. I enjoy journalism a great deal. So that's Breakfast Network. And as I said, no I don't think I want to do that. It's been a great run for me. And frankly speaking, I think the MPA, is this house rules. Okay. I think MBA is quite crazy lah. Because, you know, I'm actually in a much better position now, editorially speaking. I write a blog, it's a personal blog, which means I can be a lot freer in what I want to say. I can be a lot more personable. In Breakfast Network, I had to think about the entity. I had to think about the people I need to protect, you know. So I drew the OB markers a little tighter. Now, OB markers, I said myself, like, you read, don't read them, huh? I mean, don't be, I'm not concerned about, you know, getting more eyeballs. I'm not concerned about getting money. You know, I do everything cheap, free, I don't even spend anything. And I thoroughly enjoy myself. So, actually, MDA wanted to rein me in, they should have reined me on my blog, not Breakfast Network, which is totally moderate. It's not even on the advocacy side. So we have the book. I hope you enjoy reading it. I reread the column because we had to put it together and all that, and I thought to myself, I can write more. Yeah, you know, sometimes you have to reread your own stuff, and then you realize actually you're quite capable of doing something. Now, whether I'm going to get into trouble or not, you know, which might be the next book, right? I was thinking my next book would be Troublemaker in Trouble, but never mind. This is not an invitation to MBA, but you know, I'm thinking of a second book because I left a lot of my favorite columns out of the book. Not because I'm self-censored, okay? It was only because it couldn't fit into the themes that we had, and as Ufam complained, it's really so thick, right? So he left a lot of material. So I will probably try and do a second segment, second book, which concentrates more on the journalism aspects which will make me very unpopular with the mainstream journalists. But never mind, it's okay. Can I ask that you cooperate with me over one thing? Finally, okay? Just listen carefully now. Listen, okay. Those of you who have bought or are going to buy the book, say aye.